So what's the latest on the monster stall down at Viking? Well, what's going on is we've had a lot going on lately, new engine development and new things and all that. But now we'd like to fly this thing a little bit more. What we have decided is we're going to, even though the capability of the suspension is to raise it really, really high, we've found kind of a happy medium here as far as the way it's going to sit. And the next thing that's going to be added to limit the suspension, which of course this is all a learning curve for people that, you know, haven't really been into dune buggies and racing and all that kind of stuff. These shocks, Fox shocks that are not coilover, they just have oil and gas in them. In order to limit their travel, and I see a lot of the dune buggies and things like that and four-wheelers and stuff now have that. And it's a limiting strap. So that's what we're going to add. That way we can do two things. One thing about this kind of a suspension is if you don't have coilover, is you can have a wing kind of drop, or the other wing will drop when you taxi, because the shocks don't really have any guidance. You put too much pressure in and it raises the airplane all the way up. You don't put enough and it have that kind of wobbling effect. And it's the same with the Highlanders and things like that. They use those mono shocks. So seems to me like the fix to that is to put the limiting straps on. So we're going to try that. And they basically go in here. So they're going to hook on to the bottom here. And then hook up on the top. That way you can put pressure in the shocks without the whole airplane going up. It just goes up to the maximum that the strap will allow. And then you can then adjust the pressure in the nitrogen pressure for the suspension. So you're not using it to set the height of the airplane. You're basically setting it for how much tension or how much compression you want for the suspension. And I think that's going to be a big improvement in something that we'll put on next. And we'll keep you informed of how that experiment unfolds.